so I can play with these devices and shit, man. Make sure we good to go. All right, hey, Shalom. We're the brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte, back at you with another live camp through the Holy Spirit of Ruach HaKodesh. Before we get started with this camp, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. Shalom to the elect, right? So we're going to get right after this thing, man, all right? Bottom line is, you devils, you Edomites have no more credibility over the scriptures, man. No more authority, all right? And that shit is played out, right? We don't got to go to Esau to validate anything when it comes to our heritage and nationality of us being the Israelites, man. All right? So we're going to get into that, man, because as the lessons have been going out over that, what was that, John, the 10th chapter, 16th verse, other shit that I have of the fold, all right? Israelite foreigners, the northern kingdom, all right? It's all Israelites at the end of the day, man. That's right. And you Christians constantly try to look for loopholes to add yourself in the scriptures. You Edomites, you heathens, all right? How are you going to add yourself into something that you were never part of in the first place, man? You know, so it's just getting tired. We see all the desperation attempts what these devils are trying to do, and it ain't going to work. All right? At the end of the day, we know we got the truth, the 100% truth, the 100% doctrine, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? You can do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. Right? So this word is beating y'all ass, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. So anyway, whatever you got, if you want to go into that Isaiah 59.
I got a quick.
Yeah, go ahead, get it out.
It's Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 17. It reads, it says, "Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of life, and the water shall overflow the hiding place."
That's right.
Now, pretty much, Esau is no longer able to hide behind his deception, his lies. You know, it talks about in Corinthians, the 10th chapter, the 4th verse, or one of the verses in there, pretty much, this word is destroying those different hiding places. You know, so again, Esau can no longer say, hey, you know, you're so-called black or you're so-called Hispanic. Yeah. You know, we're going into the scriptures, and through the Spirit, we're able to see that, hey, we're the people of the scriptures.
Yeah. His credibility has dwindled. Right? He doesn't have the authority as the elder was going into, man. And it's heavy right now, man. Because as we've been saying for a long time now, these devils are scrambling desperately, man. Right? They're coming with every attempt, trying to find every gray area to confound us. Right? But really, hey, you just kicking against the pricks. Right? But anyway, let's get into that Isaiah 59 real quick. You know, we just gonna let the spirit roll, you know.
Isaiah 59.
Start at verse 20.
It is Isaiah Yeshaya chapter 59 and verse 20.
Yep.
It says, "And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression to Jacob." Here we go. It's Isaiah 59 and 20. "And the Redeemer shall come to Zion."
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion. Who's the Redeemer? Yahushua, man. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion. And what else?
"And unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob."
And unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, man. And who's the them? The Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, man. All right? Who eventually wake up in these last days, man, and come to the gospel. Hey, we were part of that lot, man. Those Israelite foreigners that believed on the gospel, man. Okay? Go ahead.
"Saith the Lord, as for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of thy mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever." Yeah,
now it said, "Not out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Awashah." So that's the mercy that's coming through the elect, the remnant today. Right? So as we said before, Esau couldn't have stopped this awakening even if he tried to, man. As you see it now, there's nothing he could do about it. All right? That generation of the Israelites have stood back upon their feet in these last days, man. See that? Go to Isaiah. You got a precept, brother?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to read Isaiah chapter 47. I'm going to start at the top.
Yep.
It reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Verse 2, "Take millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, ye, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So, I want to bring it out because these devils here, they're being exposed, man. You are not the people of the Bible, man. Right? You are Esau, Edom. The hat's out the, how you call it, the cat's out the bag and all that. You are the devil. The Bible speaks of, man. You're not the Ish people, or none of that, man. Right? Your lot is going into a hardcore servitude, man. Right? So you're being exposed, right, to being the wicked. See that? And there's nothing that you can do against that, man.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, that idea, that philosophy of supersessionism, replacement theology, where the Israelites have voided the covenant and now the Christian church is spiritual Israel, that's being destroyed right now. Because that's really the foundation of Christianity. To include themselves into the promises and the covenants that are only been provided to the Israelites.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get a quick precept and give me Isaiah 10 and 20. This is Micah 7. This is Micah 7 and 18. It says, who is a power like unto thee that pardon iniquity and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage, right? The remnant. It's all about the remnant, man. Right? And somebody hold Malachi 3 and 6. It says, who is like a power like unto thee that pardon iniquity, that passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage. He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. And the remnant are the ones that's going to receive the mercies of Yahweh B'Shem Elohim, man. That's who salvation is for on this side, man. Okay? Because, hey, the Lord is not coming to save all of Israel on this side. He's coming to gather up the first fruits. Okay? The remnant, the elect. It says, verse 19, it says, he will turn us. It says, he will turn again. He will have compassion upon us. You see that? And right now, in the process of this awakening that's going on, the Lord is turning back unto us again. Remember, he turned his back to us. But now he's allowing his face to shine onto us again. Pursuing, somebody hold that in 2 Corinthians 4th chapter. Right? He's allowed, and how the Lord has allowed his face to shine unto us is through wisdom, through Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, giving us the breath, allowing us to stand back upon our feet. That's mercy. Come on, man. We was in the graves.
We was in a dead state. We're still in the dead state, man. But the remnant is brought back into the Father, man.
Come on, man. And this is all spiritual. And this is why you Edomites and you heathens that are outside the temple, you're not going to receive that. This is why you stumble and fumble at the scriptures, man. Right? It says, he will turn again, he will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities. And thou will cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. That's mercy, man. As King David said, blessed is the man whose transgression is covered, whose sins are forgiven. Right? Verse 20, it says, thou will perform the truth to Jacob. Thou will perform the truth to Jacob and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn to our fathers from the days of old, man. All right? There you have it. Yeah, bring that out.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6.
That's right.
For I am the Lord, I change not.
That's it. The Lord said that he don't change. Read on.
Saying on, therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed, man. So the Israelites ultimately, as a whole, they weren't done away with, man.
That's right.
The Lord always left a remnant. He always spared an election, man.
That's right.
And right now we're in that last generation of what? Of the remnant standing back up upon their feet, man. Right. Ezekiel 37, it said what? The breath entered into them, and they became an exceeding great army. Right? It's all about what? The tabernacle of David, man, that's being raised up in these last days, man.
That's right.
Right? We're in the process of what? Of the restoration of the kingdom of heaven. And it starts with his men.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. If I may add, show me an Edomite camp that you see out here, out here on the highways and byways.
That's teaching the truth.
Breaking down the scripture, telling the people who they really are.
That's not biblical, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It's for them people to call themselves the people of the Lord. Why they not fulfilling prophecy, man?
That's right.
Why they not fulfilling Ezekiel 37th chapter, man? That's a heavy key prophecy of the Lord coming back into his people, supping with them through the Holy Spirit.
That's it.
You don't see them them Amalekites over there on the highways and hedges with the plank, with the plank with the 12 chart, man, showing that they're not the people, man. The only ones fulfilling that prophecy are the true Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Hispanics, which make up the 12 patriarchs of the nation of Israel.
The book of Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
See, when you go through the history of the age, the Lord was actually talking to wicked ass niggas. But you can refer that to Jake today, to Israel, to them Amalekites today. Because when you go in Psalms, the 50th chapter, around the 16th verse, this devil are taking the scriptures unto himself, man. So if you're taking the scriptures unto yourself, guess what? You're held accountable, man. Now you're held accountable for the law, statute, commandments, man. Since you want to say that you're the true people, man. So guess what? Hey, read that again one more time.
I know that Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty.
Yeah, because the true Israelites are in a state of poverty, man. Look at Jake, man. Just look around you as you pull into the city, man. Who's the one on the highways and hedges that's begging for money, man? Yeah, you got to scramble a little Edomites, but that's been the state of Jake since he came out of slavery, man. Jake plight has been always poverty in this society, man.
But thou art rich.
But thou art rich. Why? Because we have this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. The true riches are the scriptures, man. That's why the scriptures say what, man? Store up your treasures which are in heaven, man. That's the wisdom, knowledge, understanding that's bestowed unto the men you see on the highways and hedges, man. Apparatus our Lord willing will endure to the end. Keep going.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
The blasphemy is a wicked ass lie, man. Who's been betraying that image, man? Hey, look that up for me, Bob Kashah. Who's been pushing this image for a long time, man? We was brought up thinking this was the truth. We brought up thinking this is the Messiah, man. And now imagine as a kid that ingrained into your damn head, man. Now you all look at the Edomites as they some type of righteous people, man.
That's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit.
That's black. Ain't no way coming back from that, man. That's why Esau has found no repentance. That's why they don't like to go into that, because you can't return from this. This is the only nation of people that blaspheme the Heavenly Father and His Son in His image and the children of Israel, man.
Scriptures and everything, man.
Yes, everything, man.
Right.
I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
And that's talking about the Amalekites, the one they call themselves so-called Jewish. They're the synagogue of Satan, man. They're the chief house of Satan, man. And their work show forth throughout the earth, man. They're the ones pushing this pedophilia and all this transformism, all this wickedness around the earth, man. They're the ones that are heads front of that shit, man.
That's it.
Would you still want to get the whole 2 Corinthians?
Yeah, give me that real quick. And then somebody give me Isaiah 10 and 12. Because as we were going into, all right, Esau's credibility is done for, man.
That's right.
All right? We don't need his validation. We're going to keep screaming that, man. All right? The hell what he got to say. We got the truth, man. All right? Romans 8 and 16. You see that? Go ahead, Al. You can start up a little bit.
Yeah. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid unto them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua Mashiach, whom is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. See that? So if you can't get it, right, it wasn't meant for you to receive, man. Right? You've been blinded by Esau Edom, right? The God of this world, right? The fake white man, you know, the images that he put up, fake white man Jesus, man. Right. Verse 5, for we preach not ourselves, but Hamashiach Yahushua the Lord, and ourselves the servants for Yahushua's sake.
That's right.
For the Most High have commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts.
They shine in our hearts and our minds. Go ahead.
To give the light of knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahushua.
Right. So that light, the Lord has turned His face, and it's through Yahushua, man, that we have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The light, man. The light is representative of the understanding through Yahushua, through the Spirit of the Lord, man. Right? So all tying that back in to what? That's the mercy that would come upon the remnant in these last days, man. All right? This is what allows us to stand back upon our feet, man, and declare these prophecies, these judgments, and the downfall of this kingdom, man. All right? And to magnify this word, to magnify Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. See that? Which is bringing great fear in these devils' hearts. Daily, man. You see?
Isaiah.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them.
Yeah, see, that's the point, man. That's the problem. That's the problem for Esau right now, man. That the remnant is no longer leaning upon him that smote him, man. All right, Esau's lies, his narrative, his validation, man. You got niggas all on Vocab Malone's comic boards, jumping on his channel doing interviews and shit. Bug outs, man. You see what I'm saying? We ain't got to go to these devils, man. We ain't got to go to the so-called Jew. Right? We got the truth, man, and that's through the Spirit, man.
That's right.
This thing is by faith, man. Read it one more time, man.
It's Isaiah 10 and verse 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more stay again, no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
And that's what's happening, man. The remnant is now leaning upon the Lord in spirit and truth, man. Right? Our people are realizing, hey, look, we're not black. We're not African American. We ain't Mexican. We ain't Spanish. Latinos, Native Americans. We are the Hebrew Israelites of the scriptures, man. Which history undoubtedly approves. Okay? So it ain't nothing they could do. Okay? So right now, and we understand why, because of this truth, why they getting ready to shut the internet down, why they trying to get us off the internet, the highways and hedges, man. Right? Because this thing, hey, I go into my lessons all the time. The word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is overwhelming, man. As a brother brought up the precept in Isaiah, 28? That the waters shall overflood the refuse of lies, man. Hey, the true living water, Yahushua, is like a overflowing of water that's just drowning everything out, man. As this word is doing, it's drowning out the unicorn, man. Right? You got Jake all over the planet Earth. All right, where our people have been scattered that are waking up to the truth. Matter of fact, you have something out?
I'm about to mention pretty much. You said the truth is pretty much like like flood waters almost.
Yep.
And when you think about like the river, because the scripture call it living water, and that's because the force and the power that it's coming with, because it's overflowing over these different lies, the refuge of lies that Esau has always attained to.
Yep.
And that's why the scripture said in Isaiah 25 and 7, pretty much the veil is being taken away.
Yes. Ezekiel 11 and verse. Start at verse 16.
And if I may add to that point, to the point that both the brothers just brought out, right? Just like ancient Pharaoh, right? He was drowned in the sea, the water fell on him, right? This is what this truth is doing, right? To the modern day Pharaoh, man, right? Flooding him the hell out. See that?
Yep.
And this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11.
Yes, verse 16.
Yes. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord our power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Right. And see, these are, and also these are the sheep that had to be put back into the fold, man. We had the Israelite foreigners that have been scattered abroad, man, that are coming back to the truth now. All right, read on up. And read that again. Read it for me again.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord our power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and though I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the country where they shall come.
Yeah, all you brothers and sisters out there, man, nationwide, globally, that believe, you represent them little sanctuaries, man. All right, the different pockets of churches, if you will, man. The believers, right? You are the ones that's been scattered, man. All right, that are coming back now through the knowledge, man. Read on.
Verse 17. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord our power, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel.
Right, and that's the time we in, man. Yahushua is coming back to gather them that are scattered, man. Right. And these are all Israelites, man. This ain't talking about actual natural heathen, right? They ain't got nothing to do with the covenant and the promises, man. Right. The Lord is coming to gather the remnant, the elect that have been scattered abroad. Read on a little more.
Verse 18, Ezekiel 11:18. And they shall come hither, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the abominations thereof from them.
Right, and this is happening now in the spirit, man. Jake is casting off the idols. Jake is coming out of the church. He's coming out of Islam. Right? He's detaching himself from the ways of America, the lies of Esau. He's getting rid of all the abominable and detestable things, man. Scriptures told us in Isaiah 52 to touch no unclean thing, man. And that's these wayward philosophies, these false doctrines. Jake is separating himself from that. And he's coming into what? The truth.
That's right.
Read on up.
Verse 19. And I will give them one heart, and will put away a new spirit, and put a new spirit within them. That's like within you. I'm gonna read it again.
Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 19. And I will give them one heart, and will put a new spirit within you, and will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them a heart of flesh.
Right, give us a heart of flesh, and that's going into what that second covenant, man.
That's right.
That new covenant. All right, the Lord is going he's gonna put that new heart in us. Right, we're gonna be sinless. Right, we're gonna have those new bodies. These are part of the promises that are coming, man. Read on a little bit more.
Verse 20. That they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power.
Right, so we're gonna be perfected, man.
That's right.
And that's the time we waiting on, man. We waiting for Yahweh Shai to redeem us, man, and get us out of this hellhole and give us those new bodies, man, so we can walk perfect before the Lord, man.
That's right.
You know? You have something out? Go ahead, Al.
This is Micah chapter 5, verse 10. The title of this, Idols and Weapons Destroyed. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh, thou wilt cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. I will cut off the cities of thy land and throw down all the strongholds. That's what Yahweh Shai is going to do for us, man. He's going to come and he's going to destroy this place, man. He's going to wreak havoc on America. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand. He's going to cut off all this sorcery and witchcraft, these elites, put on Jake, to keep us, blinded from the truth, man.
Strongholds.
Strongholds. And thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off. All these idols of white man Jesus all over the planet. All these white man Jesus idols and the crosses y'all got y'all neck and in your house, in your churches, Most High gonna destroy all of it, man. See? And thou shalt no more worship the work of thy hands. And I will pluck off the groves of thy midst of thee, so I will destroy the cities, and I will execute vengeance in my anger, and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
Yep.
These churches, all these wicked churches y'all going to, Most High gonna destroy all of them, man. These temples, these synagogues, everything that y'all go to and worship Satan, on this earth is gonna be destroyed, man. All down in Brazil, all of Venezuela, all Central South America, all of the idols, all those damn statues and idols y'all worship down on the items, voodoo and all that's gonna be destroyed. See? And he will execute vengeance in his anger and fury upon the heathen, such as never heard, man. See, he gonna destroy Esau, Edom in their kingdom the way it ain't never been heard of, man. So that's some damn wrath coming to you damn devils. And you 2/3 that, with it.
That's right. That's right. I got something real quick. We talked about that flowing, that living water, right? Sirach 24 and verse 30, and it reads, I also came out as a brook from a river, and as a conduit into a garden, all right? And we always go into the scripture because that conduit, when you go into that word, it's like a channel that channels water.
Yeah.
It allows the water to flow through, right? And each brother is like a conduit for this living water to flow. Right? That's why brothers have channels.
That's right. Yeah.
To channel the water.
That's right.
Right? It says, as a conduit into a garden, and I said, I will water my best garden, which is the elect, and I will water abundantly my garden bed, all right, his people. And lo, my brook became a river, and my river became the sea. So it shows you how this water, it built up. It said my brook became a river, and my river became the sea. All right, so that's this knowledge that's being constantly poured out, non-stop. brothers are doing videos every day, right? It says, verse 32, I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, going back into the light, man, which is ultimately what? Yahweh Shai, man. It says, and I will send forth her light afar off. You see that? So the light, which represents the wisdom in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, is shining afar off. This is how you brothers and sisters all over the planet are receiving the word. That's why the Lord set up the unicorn, man, to allow that light to shine afar off. Get that one in was it 2nd Esdras, where it talks about the book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. Give me that real quick. I'm gonna read on. It says, Sirach 24, verse 33. It says, I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever. So as we were just talking about, this last generation, this last age has the truth. We got to be the men coming back on the earth all over again, man. Right? Declaring the prophecies, declaring the end of this kingdom, man. All right? Waiting for our Lord and Savior, HaMashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. Right? It says, verse 34, behold, I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. That's all you brothers and sisters out there that are listening, that are learning, and that are being edified, man. That are being built up. All right? That are allowing your faith to be rooted in Yahweh Shai before these coming troubling days, man. Right?
2nd Esdras 6 and 20.
God.
And when the world that shall begin to vanish away.
Woo, when the world that shall begin to vanish away. Hey, that's where we are in the state of the earth, man. Planet Earth is about, this side is about to go. Go ahead.
Shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together.
You see that? The books, right, which is basically the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the scriptures, it said it would be open before the firmament, man. Going into what? These satellites, the unicorn, right? This is how brothers are being fed daily, man. Right? The book shall be open before the firmament, and they shall see all together, man. So this is happening now. This is how the elect are being fed with the truth. This is how the sheep are being fed, man. Right? I got something too. I'm gonna add another one in there. This is Sirach. This is Sirach chapter 21 and verse 13, and it reads, I started at 11. Sirach 21 and 11, it says, he that keepeth the law of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, is wisdom. He that is not wise will not be taught. Woo. But there is a wisdom which multiply bitterness. Verse 13, it says, the knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood. Right, as we just read. He said, my brook turned into a river, and my river turned into a sea. Right? The knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood, and his counsel is like a pure fountain of life. Woo, man. See that?
I got a quick,
you got it?
Just to back you up.
God.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 7, verse 38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Beautiful.
Just further, backing up the point, man, right? This knowledge is true, right? It's being flowed, man, right? It started up as a little river, coming from our apostles and our elders, up in New York. And now look at the fruits, man.
Yeah.
Right? You got brothers all over the world teaching, man, flooding the unicorn, man.
I got one land backing off. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, and we'll get verse 6. Verse 14. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters come to the sea. And like you mentioned, pretty much the elect is pushing forth the word, because those that believe on Mashiach, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. That's according to the scriptures, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures.
That's right. And if I may add, you show me Edomites that's doing that, man.
Right.
Right? They ain't doing nothing but pushing supersessionism, false doctrine out here. Right? It's the men of the Lord that you see out here on the 12 tribe chart doing the work, man. Right, day in and day out. When the brothers are over here asleep, you got the brothers, in the what's that? The Eastern Hemisphere. Yeah, the Eastern Hemisphere. They constantly doing lessons. right? And then when they're asleep, you know, this word is constantly going out, man.
I got that for you.
You got it, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 62, and we'll get verse 6. It says, I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. You know, pretty much edification going out daily. It says, they that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. You know, so this word is constantly going out. You know, that's because the elect is waking up in these last days. Yep. You know, and the Lord pretty much set the prophets as a warning to the people. You know.
Was it Isaiah 62?
62.
Jump down to the last 3 verses. Read those.
This is Isaiah 62 and verse 10. It says, go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people.
Yep.
Cast up the highway.
Yep.
Gather out the stones, lift up a standard for the people.
Yeah, that's what the prophets are doing, man. So essentially, the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shah are preparing the way. Right? We're giving our people the right direction to go. Because hey, the prophets are likened also as the ensign. Right? We're telling people this is the way, walk you in it, man. All right? Christianity wasn't the way. Islam wasn't the way. Black consciousness wasn't the way, man. Leaning on your own understanding wasn't the way.
Yeah.
This is where you need to go, Jake, in order to receive what? Salvation. Okay?
If I can add to pretty much, you said an ensign, which is almost also like a marker or a waypost, pretty much saying like, hey, you know, it's still hope, you know. So
right.
while the men of the Lord are still out here, you know, it's still hope for Jake.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the scriptures say, you know, to pretty much repent before the evil days come.
That's it.
You know,
it's like when you're in the woods, right? Sometimes, you know, when you go into the woods and they have those what you call it, disc golf. Disc golf, yeah. They have the trees marked, so you know where to go, so you don't get lost. Right. You see what I'm saying? And that's like unto us. We're like those markers, the ensign, right? You gotta. This is where you gotta go. You know.
You veer off the path what happens.
Exactly.
You find out you wind up lost again.
That's it.
Wandering in the woods.
But it's spiritual.
Yeah, that's right.
Jake is lost.
That's right.
Right? Read some more out.
it says, Isaiah 62 and 11, behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh.
Yep.
Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him.
Yeah, exactly. So like the scriptures say, these words have been proclaimed to the ends of the world. How did that happen? By the internet, man. The unicorn. All right? Give me that one in Romans 2.
10 and 18?
Yes.
This is the book of Psalm. I'm gonna start. Yeah, it's the book of Psalm, chapter 19, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. It reads, "Day and two." I started verse 2.
You got it, bro.
And it reads, "The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament show His handiwork. Day unto day, speech and utter speech, and light unto light, true knowledge." Verse 3, "There is no speech nor language which their voice is not heard." Here's the point. Verse 4, "Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them have we set a tabernacle for the sun." See that going to what, man? The unicorn, man.
That's right.
Right? You know, the Lord allowed these devils here to create the satellites, right? And what you see brothers doing, daily edifying, man. Right? Up, you know, hit and upload, right? And the videos, they can be viewed all over the world, man.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 18. Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast,
Start at 17.
this is the book of Romans
16.
10
16.
and 16.
Yeah.
But they have not obeyed the gospel. For Elias said, Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, who has believed our report?
Yeah, who have believed a report? Who have believed this message that's being brought out, man? Go ahead.
So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
Right, just like us and you brothers out there, man. You know, faith came by what? Hearing the word, man.
That's right.
You were compelled to come in. Go ahead.
Verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, they sound went into all the earth, and their words into the ends of the world.
Right, so that's how the elect, the remnant, are hearing the word. Their sound has went through all the earth, man. That's coming from the prophets, man.
That's right.
The trumpet being blown, the sound being heard, and it's going out throughout the whole earth. And the Lord used that mechanism of what? The internet, the World Wide Web to fulfill his purpose. The Lord said in what, Deuteronomy 32, that is, get that real quick, that his word would drop down as dew of heaven, roughly paraphrasing. Deuteronomy 32 and verses 1 and 2, I want to say. Get that one in Isaiah 55 as well, and start at verse 9. Yes, come on.
Deuteronomy 32, verse 1. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth.
Yeah, hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Go ahead.
Verse 2. My doctrine shall drop as the rain.
See?
My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb.
Right, so the Lord said that his doctrine would drop as the rain, all right? As they say, when it rains, it pours, right? And that's exactly what this word has done, right? That flood of waters is poured throughout the earth, man. Go ahead.
And as the showers upon the grass.
Yeah, as the showers upon the grass. So basically the words of the Lord is everywhere, man. Yeah. Right? All over the earth. Isaiah 34, right? The first couple of verses. This word was declared through all the planet earth, man. The whole world was going to be exposed to the words of the Lord, man. You got it, brother.
This book of Job 39 and 9. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee or abide by that crib? And that's the computer at your house. That's your cell phones at your house. That's the internet. That's the signal that's coming into your house, man. Cast down by the unicorn with his band and the pearls, or he'll horror the valley after thee. And that's pertaining to the broadband, man. How many megabytes y'all picking up? The unicorn is in the scriptures, all, as we speak it, man. It's telling you. You get the internet in your house, your computer, or your cell phone, or whatever device that you have.
And that's why I said, and we read it earlier, that the light of the Lord has shined afar off. So like we said, the apostles didn't have to travel the world to push forth the word, man. That was the purpose of the unicorn, right? Can you give me Isaiah 55 out?
If I may add, just lining back up what you said a few moments ago, how this, us brothers doing these lessons, how we flood the unicorn, how knowledge is dropping down, just like during the time of Noah, man. Right? Noah was out there prophesying, and then it started raining. See that? The knowledge was going out, but Jake did what? Jake didn't want to hearken, man. So, right? And then it eventually started flooding, the earth, right? The old world. When the old world got flooded, the spiritual, the ark that was back then that Noah had built, it was only 8 souls that were living. You see?
Yeah. And right now, this is the spiritual ark.
That's right.
Let me add on to that real quick. We're preparing that spiritual ark, man. All right, this is Hebrews chapter 11. All right. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is. Right? It says he must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Right? Verse 7, it says, by faith, Noah being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet. Just like us. We've been warned in the spirit of things not seen of yet. We understand that what? Jacob's trouble is on the horizon.
That's right.
The CHIP is about to get made mandatory. And then ultimately what? The nuclear missiles.
That's right.
Right? These are things that we have been warned of, but we haven't seen yet. Right? It says, by faith, Noah being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, move with fear. Right? And we've been compelled and moved with fear to come out here and do this work. All right? To feed the Lord's sheep. The Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So we out here with fear because, hey, we seek to be saved, man. We seek to have mercy from the Lord, to have our transgressions and sins covered, to make it upon the chariot, man.
That's right.
It says, move with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house. So right now, just as Noah did, he prepared a physical ark. We're out here preparing a spiritual ark. Right? By coming out here laboring, man. Pushing forth this truth day in and day out. It says, by the world, Salakia, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith, man. So faith, so through Noah's faith is what got him delivered, man. Right? And we pray that, look, we're in that same lot, man. By our faith, we get delivered, man. Right? Give me that one in Isaiah 55.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and turneth not thither, but watered the earth.
But watered the earth. As we read in Deuteronomy 32. My doctrine shall drop down as the rain from heaven, man. So the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua are what's watering the earth. Read on.
And make it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the soil.
Yeah. So what's happening now? The rain coming down, it's beginning to bud. You know, you have the growth of the knowledge, the elect springing back up. You see, this is all spiritual and it's all prophecy. Read on.
And bread to the eater. So shall my words be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not turn unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
Right, so you can't say that the words of the Lord ain't real. He said the word will go up forth out of his mouth and accomplish the will. Accomplish what he pleases, man. Which is what? To raise up the elect in these last days. That these prophecies get declared. All right, that's ushering in the downfall of Babylon the Great in the kingdom of heaven. You see? Read on.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the Lord, the will of the Lord is accomplished, as we just read, what he pleased. And there ain't no stopping that, vocab. All right, you Christians, you Edomites, you ain't stopping it. Right?
It's Isaiah chapter 44. We'll start at verse 2. It says, Thus saith the Lord, that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Yeshurun, whom I have chosen. That's right. I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour out my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. See, that can be likened to not Isaiah, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, you know, where the elect can stand on their feet. It says, they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water courses. You know, so pretty much everything was prophesied before time, beforehand. You know, so we're seeing the prophecies take place. We're seeing the elect stand on their feet. You know,
let's get that. Go to Ezekiel 37.
I got it right here.
Yeah, let's get that real quick. Right.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37.
Yeah, we'll start at the top.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37. We'll start at verse 1. It reads,
because this is what basically Ezekiel 37 is what's happening right now. Right? This is what is putting fear in the hearts of Esau and these Edomites and these Christians, man. Right? And you niggas that don't believe, that come against your own nationality and heritage.
That's right.
This thing was prophesied to happen. That the men that you see all over the planet Earth standing up, declaring the word, man. Right?
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. And the hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which is full of garments.
Right, which could be tied to America, man. Because the majority of our people, 2/3, are they're spiritually dead. Right. Read on.
Verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there was very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Right. So when you look up imagery on that particular verse here, it shows the prophet Ezekiel. He's in this big valley, and it's nothing but skeletons all over the ground. Right, and that's spiritually, man. That's like Jake. 2/3 of our people in a dead state of mind, man. Yeah. Niggas are gone. Right?
Our people are spiritually dead. You know, spiritually dead. You know, they have no truth in them, no light, man, at all.
Yep. You know? No standard, no morals, no nothing, man. Yeah. Jake is in the spirit of a beast, of an animal.
That's right.
You know?
Of a heathen.
Of a heathen, yep.
God, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 3.
So it's like when we out here, you know, when we see Jake, you know, Jake is like in the graves, you know? Yeah. It's like Jake is in a dead state.
Yeah.
You know? We see Jake walking around with all types of shit on his face and different color hair and shit. Yeah. You know, that weird old fashion that Jake is into.
Degenerate plan.
A degenerate plant, man. Still in the church, still calling yourself 5 different nationalities. You know, hey, that's a dead state.
That's right.
Go ahead. Now.
Jake out here looking like from New Jackson, man. Just threw, ashes all chopped. Ashes all chopped, Anyway, Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Right, can these bones live? Go ahead.
And I answered, O Lord, our power, thou knowest. Verse 4, again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O you dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord our power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
Right, and he told Ezekiel to prophesy unto these bones. This is why we out here on the highways and hedges, man. To bring Jake out of that dead state, man. These Jakes that are spiritually asleep. Go ahead.
Verse 6, Ezekiel 37:6. And I will lay...
Read 5 again, Salaki.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord our power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
Right, and I will cause breath to enter into. If you look at the word breath in that verse, right, and see this is that spiritual phenomenon that took place, right? This is what these Edomites and these Christians they can't receive that.
Yeah.
Right, this was all spiritual happening here. Right, you got that?
It's the word for breath. In Ezekiel 37, it was verse 5, right?
Right.
It says racha. All right, it says, it's a lot. It says spirit of the Most High. It says an inspiring ascetic state of prophecy. It says imparting warlike energy and executive and administrative power. It says it's energy of life. Run it back.
Yeah, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37.
Energy of life, though. That's heavy.
Yeah, I'm about to get that right here.
Come on, man. Hey, what's the joints they put on you when you in the
Resuscitated.
yeah. What's another name for it, right?
Defibrillator.
Yeah, something like that. That's basically what the Lord did to us, man. You know, put that energy back up in us, man. That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
That is heavy. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord our power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
And that breath, going back to this word, it says racha. It says sensible, and it also says energy. So pretty much, we couldn't live in that state. The elect can't live in that state. You know, we go to Isaiah, the first chapter, it talks about pretty much the wounds and the putrefying swords. You know, pretty much that's survival. You know, we're actually living with this word. You know, we go to Deuteronomy 4 and verse 4. Pretty much those that cleave to the Lord, you know, they were alive. You know?
Well, I gotta add this real quick. This is Psalm 104 and verse 29. It says, "Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled." That it says, "Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust." Verse 30, "Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth." Right? So that's basically what the Lord did to us.
Yeah.
You know, He renewed our spirit. He gave us back the breath. We were brought back to life.
Right.
As the scriptures say, He's not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. Right? You have something?
And that breath was wisdom, man. This is the book of Wisdom and Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High.
Yeah, she is the breath, the power of the Most High, a pure influence, man. And that's what entered back into us today.
Right.
This is what these people can't understand. How all of these men across the world are speaking the same thing, all right? That are unified through the Spirit, right? This is over people's heads, but this is all spiritual. We understand that, right?
I got a quick precept.
God.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 12, and it reads, "For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it."
That's heavy.
So just backing up, further solidifying the elders point, man, right? Knowledge and wisdom is life, man. You know, so all these people, you know, 230 people that you see out here talking about some, I'm woke, they're spiritually dead, man. Still dead. Still use shrimp, pork, crabs, and lobster. And then tell you, turn around and tell you that it's woke. You know, we're woke. You know, and our job is, you know, through the spirit power of Yahweh Shema Washai, because, you know, the Lord allowed us to wake up, you know, through our apostles, you know, pretty much through uniform. We out here waking up our people, man.
Sure, like we like almost like we spiritually and physically programmed to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Yeah. So by Jake subscribing to these different ways of lifestyle, pretty much, it's like taking like a car and then putting like diesel into a car. You know, that's not gonna work. You know, and that could be likened to the scriptures and the state that Jake is in right now. You know, it's pretty much the scriptures actually does give us life. You know, when you look at it on like the minuscule level.
Yeah, that's right.
And if I may add, you know, we're like spiritual paramedics out here, man. You know, we make, you know, the Spirit of the Lord putting it on us to do the lesson, right? And there's some Jake that's waking up.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes the paramedic will go up to a body, right? Examine the body, be like, yeah, this person's wrong.
That's
You know?
2/3. Hey, because the word is a healing.
Yeah.
It's a healer.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
I got that. Jeremiah 30:17. I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, man. Right? And we need to be healed, man. We're a wounded people, man.
Yeah.
Jake is destroyed out here, man. So this word is like a healing mechanism, man.
That's right.
The word is also likened unto to comfort, man. Yahweh Shai, man.
I got that word.
Right? You got it, brother. Because the thing is, all of the troubles, all of the things that we go through as a people, the answers can be found right here in the scriptures, man. Which gives you the comfort. You have the understanding of why, as a people, we're going through what we're going through. Right? Let me finish it out. It says, I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Washai, because they have called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after. Right? Ain't nobody coming to your aid, Jake. Nobody give a damn about your life and your plight, what you're going through, your struggles. You see that? That's why the only way out this thing is Yahweh Shai, man. That's it. There is no other. There is no plan B. Right? There is no other way. See?
It's Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. It says, these 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Verse 8, the point. It says, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
Right.
You know, so pretty much the point that Mashiach, you know, when you go to the pretty much in the Old Testament, it talks about how we wouldn't be delivered or we wouldn't be redeemed out of the curses.
Right.
And pretty much the only person that's going to redeem us from those curses is Mashiach, and starts with this truth on this side.
He's the only way, man. You got it, brother. We go back to that Ezekiel 37 and read some more in it, too.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 14. The law of the wise is the fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. You know, so just, you know, further putting it out there, man. Right? If you don't have this truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much.
Right. You can't be healed.
Yeah. That's right.
The healing is Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
You know? He's the one that's going to heal us of our wounds, man. Read on now.
Come on. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse, I'll read verse 6 again.
You got it, brother.
And I will lay suins, well, you know what? This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live.
Yeah, so that's how the Lord gave us back our nationality, our heritage, the truth. Right? Imagine those skeleton bones receiving muscles and tendons and nerves on the body is coming together to create a body. That's the Lord bringing us back to life through the Spirit. Go ahead.
Continuing on. And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Right, and see, this is how you know that this is of divine circumstances, man. This ain't of man.
That's right.
This is of the Lord. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, Satan, bones came together, bone to bone.
Right. So that noise going into what? That great awakening that we're in the midst of right now, man.
Right.
Even in this time that we're in the prophecy, you still got Jakes that are coming in this last hour, man. You know, you newcomers out there, you Jakes that are just now being introduced to the truth, that are just now starting to subscribe and watch the videos and getting built up. You're a part of that noise, man, that awakening, man. Coming back to the truth of who you truly are according to the Bible, man. All right, as a Hebrew Israelite. Read on.
Verse 8.
This is why you got camps, right, all over the place, man. All stemming from One West, right? Read on.
Ezekiel 37, verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above.
Yep.
And there was no breath in them.
Right. So there's a distinction here. This is why the Lord said this. Right? Read it one more time.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, sinews and flesh came upon them, and skin covered them above. But there was no breath in them.
Right. So you got Jakes out here that know they're Israelites, right? You got all these different groups, but essentially they don't have the breath. Right? You got different groups with different breakdowns, right? That you know, they don't have a name. Essentially, they're not giving you the whole role, right? So the Lord, He made a separation there, man. And I remember Elder Apostle Dahar always used to go into that, man. What is that talking about when it says that there was no breath in them, man? Because you got basic entry-level Israelites that are only just surface level.
That's right.
They don't have any depth to them, man. They don't really get into the prophecies, man. They don't really give you the whole role, all right? They stumble and fumble at the name.
That's right.
Various things, man, right? They're not properly breaking down what the sea hip is, man.
Yeah.
The image of the beast.
That's right.
All these various factors, man. Because they don't have the breath. The breath wasn't in them.
That's right.
See? Read on up.
Simple niggas just know that they Hebrew Israelites.
That's it.
Man. You know, as far as going to the prophecy, deep dark parables, the breakdown.
Exactly.
You know, you still got Jake out here.
39,
That's scrambling with the whole great doctrine, man.
Yep.
Right, showing you that these people out here, they don't have the breath in them.
They don't.
Because the Lord is acceptable with them ultimately.
Exactly. And these are the guys that you're seeing that's rapping,
Yeah.
that's singing,
Carnal.
that carnal out there with hats, prophesying, shades on, ARs on their side of that camp. These niggas ain't got the breath.
That's right.
Right? You at the they're lovers of themselves. You at the Passover with strippers and shit. Right?
Yeah.
You clubbing and shit. You know?
Yeah.
These are the guys that ain't got the breath.
What does the scripture say about to be carnally minded?
It's
what?
death.
It's death. So these people, they don't have the breath in them.
Right.
The spiritual dead too.
And it's on you to know the difference.
That's right.
You wanted Ezekiel 39 or Sirach 39?
What did I call for? Yeah, Sirach 39. The water. Let's start at the top because we're talking about, we're just adding on to the point about, when you have the breath, you have the whole role.
Yeah.
You have the dark sayings, the prophecies, right?
That's right.
Give me that here, Sirach 39 verses 1 through 3.
You there?
This is book Sirach, chapter 39.
Just want to make a point on that before we go back.
But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients,
Yep.
and to be occupied in prophecy.
You be occupied in prophecy. Go ahead.
He will keep the sayings of the renowned men,
Yep.
and where subtile parables are, he will be there also.
Yeah, well, subtle parables are, you will be there also, man. But you can only be there if you got the breath.
That's right.
All right, something subtle is very what? Cunning, crafty, right? These scriptures are like that, right? Read on.
Verse 3, Sirach chapter 39:3. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and to be conversant in dark parables.
Yeah, and be conversant in dark parables. But the only way to do that, to have that ability, is to have the breath.
That's right.
You got to have the Spirit of the Lord, the inspiration, supping with you, man.
That's right.
That's how you're able to get the understanding on these dark parables, the breakdowns, man. As we see other guys fall victim to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was it. We can go back to that.
Con. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37, and I'm going to read verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy to the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord our power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain.
And breathe upon these slain. All right? Breathe upon these dead Israelites that are spiritually dead. Go ahead.
That they may live.
That they may live. See? Read on.
Verse 10, Ezekiel 37:10.
And that's happening by what? Us out here preaching.
That's right.
Just as Ezekiel was commissioned. We're in the same lot, man.
That's right.
Right? We were commissioned to go speak unto these Israelites that are in a dead state, man, so that they can truly live again, man.
That's right.
Read on.
Ezekiel 37:10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath came upon them, and they lived.
Yeah, that's the elect. Breath came upon them, and they lived. Go ahead.
And stood upon their feet, and exceedingly armed.
Right, and it said it stood upon our feet, and these are the men that are on one accord with 100% doctrine. All right, speaking the whole truth.
Yeah.
See?
Right.
And it said they became an exceeding great army. Going back to who? Tabernacle of David, man.
That's right.
That are being raised up. Right? Read on.
Ezekiel 37, verse 11. Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Keep going.
Behold, they say our bones are dry, our hope is lost. We are cut off for our part.
Yeah, and that's what Jake says. 2/3. 2/3 and Esau and these heathen, they say that.
Yeah.
You know, the Israelites are cut off, they're done away with, man. But the Lord told you otherwise. Hold that, go to Jeremiah 33. Right? And this is why these Christians, you know, this is why they come with that whole idea, right, of supersessionism, man. Replacement theology. That it's not about Israel no more. Now it's about what? The Gentiles. Now everybody has access to the covenant and the promises, man, which is simply not true. Right? The Lord said that that he never changed, and therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed.
That's right.
So when did he change?
Never.
Right? Go ahead. Jeremiah 33 and start at start at 23.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, verse 23, and it reads, moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, 2 families which the Lord have chosen, he have even cast them off.
He have even cast them off. And who are the 2 families? The northern and southern kingdom, man.
That's right.
He have even cast them off, right? Which is what? Going into Esau's replacement theology. His supersessionism. Right? Read on.
Thus said, thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them.
Yeah, that's supersessionism. That's what they say.
That's right.
Right? The Jews forfeited the covenant, and now the Christian church is spiritual Israel. Where is that in the scriptures?
What the hell is that?
Fuck you, ho, bro. Look at her, look at
That's
the
nowhere in
nigga,
the
bro.
scripture. No, but a lot of our people, they want to save Esau, Edom.
Look at this fucker.
See that
That's
2/3 of our
fucked
people.
up.
You know, these devils,
That
and
shit's
then too,
fucked,
when you go
bruh.
to the word grafted,
Yep.
like how can you be grafted back into something
Right.
that you were never a part of,
Yep.
as you mentioned earlier?
Exactly.
You know,
He's
it
like
just
Adolf
doesn't
Hitler.
work.
Right.
He's like Adolf
In
Hitler.
order to grab something, you got to be a part of the same stock.
That's right.
Right? I got something real quick. Bear with me. This is
I was born black. My mama's black.
This is
So if you don't like
Bear
black
with me.
people, apparently you don't like my
this is
mama.
Wisdom of
Bruh.
Solomon. Right?
Fuck
Wisdom
you,
of
bruh.
Solomon chapter
Fuck
7.
you, nigga.
I want to say.
Bitch.
Nah, Salakia.
Ugh.
Go back to that.
Got my nigga hanging on a tree, bruh.
This is the book of Ezekiel, you know, dry bones.
Yeah, dry bones. That's hey. Don't we always say that?
Yeah.
The Lord always sends forth
Always bring
examples.
man. Yeah. What the hell
See
out
that? That's a nigga that need healing.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs some of that spiritual water.
Right,
man.
right.
He needs a sip of that water.
He need emergency care, man.
Yeah, man.
Straight up.
Yeah. but it's good to see how people are revolting in God.
And going, man.
Going back to the spiritual paramedic.
Right.
It's God, man.
Right. We talked about the dry bones,
Yeah.
and the Lord bring up a zombie.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every single time. Go ahead,
God, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37. I'm going to read verse 12. And it reads, therefore prophesy and say to them, thus saith the Lord our power, behold, O my people, I will open your grave and cause you to come up out of your grave and bring you into the land of Israel. Verse 13.
You see, and right now, as we're reading this prophecy, now what? We're coming out of our graves.
Yeah.
We're coming out of we're coming out of the dead state that we were once in, man.
That's right.
You're spiritually dead if you're still in the church.
Yeah.
If you still believing on this, give me that image, all right? If you still believing on this guy, right, you in the damn grave, man. Right? You still calling on Allah, you in the grave.
Yeah.
Right? Black consciousness, all these different Kemetic Egyptian gods, you in the damn grave.
That's right.
So that's why we out here to spiritually awaken our people in the spirit to come out of them graves, man. Go ahead.
The brother know where the scripture says, all those that are heavy laden, come to me and I'll get the rest.
Find that for me.
I got a quick one though. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 11, because pretty much we're talking about those graves, and that grave is representative of the mindset of Jacob, the morality of Jacob. It says, it's Revelation 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, going to the 350 years prophecy, it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life, going into Ezekiel the 37th chapter, from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. Because going back to Isaiah 10 and 20 says they will no longer stay upon him that smote them, but rely on the Lord. And true, roughly paraphrased.
Yep.
So it says, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. It's a lot. I think it was I'm reading verse 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
That's here.
Yeah.
That's America, man.
Yep.
If you can't see that America is spiritually Sodom and spiritual Egypt, you pray to the Lord to give you the eyes to see it. Go ahead.
Where the top says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And I said dead bodies going to them graves, but pretty much Mashiach is the one that pretty much gives us rest. All right, because when you're in the grave, you get true rest, you know? So pretty much Mashiach is the one that gives us that true rest, you know?
Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
And that's talking about the nation of Israel, you know? But only the elect is going to repent on this side, but pretty much it gives us true rest is the scriptures, you know?
Yeah. And Jake is heavily laden, man.
Yeah.
Impoverished, disenfranchised, at the bottom. All right. You make up the majority of the prison system. You in the ghettos, the slums, the projects. Right. You constantly under surveillance. You constantly catching hell. That's heavily laden, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I got the definition for the word laden.
Go ahead, brother.
It says,
I got something to add on to that too.
the definition of the word laden in the Common Dictionary, and it says heavily or loaded or weighed down. You know, so just further proving the point, man. You know, our people, are weighed down, man. Weighed down, because we're in captivity.
Yeah.
And all that, man. You know, with false philosophies, things like that. You know?
That's it. I got to add on to that. On that heavily laden as a spread, as it said in the scripture. It's Lamentations 5 and 1, and it reads, it says, remember, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our approach. Right. So we asking the Lord to look at Jake, look at our people. See the condition that we in, man. The shit we going through. Behold our reproach. Right? It says, verse 2, our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our houses to aliens, man. All right? Because who's over there in the Holy Land? All right? Amalek, Ham, Ishmael. You got heathen dwelling in them lands, man.
That's right.
It says, verse 3, we are orphans and fatherless, right? Our mothers are as widows, right? Single parent homes, all right? The Jake fathers are either dead, locked up in prison, or he gone. He out the picture.
Yeah.
That applies to the Israelites, man. Who's going through that? it says, we are as orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows, right? Verse 4, we have drunken our water for money. Right, we got to pay for water. We got to pay for polluted water at that.
Yeah.
Right? It says, our wood is sold unto us. Verse 5, our necks are under persecution. Yeah, Jake is constantly catching hell in this society, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You the how do you say you the last one fired? How does it go?
The last hire, first fight.
Yeah, the last hire and first fired, man. Right? You constantly micromanaged. You see what I'm saying? You not trusted.
Yeah.
Right? All these nations look at you with a side eye. You see what I'm saying? We always, like I said earlier, you constantly under surveillance. You're always being watched.
That's right.
Right? You're labeled as a criminal, a thug, a murderer. You see what I'm saying?
Going back to the curses, you know. You got it, brother.
This is Ayawab Job. Oh, you break now. This is Ayawab Job chapter 14 and verse 1. It says, man that is born of woman is a few days and full of trouble.
Hey, man. That's pretty much us, man. Right? How the scripture go? His life shall hang in doubt.
Yep.
You know, before thee. You know, so Jake, you know, you always see Jake out here getting popped and killed in the street and onion peeled. You see that? Because, you know, going back to the curses, you know, now every now and then, you know, you might see a little bit of my ear to see, you know, judgment. But who do you see the most? You know, Jake, man. You know, further proving to you that even when you go to the book of Deuteronomy, 28th chapter, it's not talking about Esau either. You see that? It's talking about Jake for now, man. You know, now the curses are going to turn on Esau.
That's crazy.
That's the spirit.
Hey, hold Deuteronomy 28, 65 and 66. I'm going to read this again. This is Lamentations 5 and 5. It says, our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest, right? Jake labors and have no rest. Jake working a 9 to 5. Jake like 3 9 to 5s. Barely making it, man. Struggling. And have no rest, man. Every day catching hell, man.
That's right.
See? And that's what goes on in this place, man. This is what Jake goes through. Right? Give me that Deuteronomy real quick.
You said 65?
Yeah, Deuteronomy 28, 65 and 66.
This is Deuteronomy 28 verse 65.
Going back to the curses, go ahead.
It says, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Right, so wherever Jake is at, he ain't gonna find no ease. Read on.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
See, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. And what do you always hear Jake talking about? I'm tired. I'm tired of being tired. Right? That's the motto for Jake, man. Jake is catching hell, man. Jake is worn the fuck out. Read on.
But the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
Yeah, exactly. Jake is messed up.
Yep.
You know? Jake is gone. Jake doesn't have any security, man. Right? Go ahead.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
Exactly. Your life will hang in doubt, man. Any day could be your last day, man. Dealing with Esau, dealing with these cops, anything can happen, man. Right? You could lose your job, you could lose your house. Right? You one paycheck away from not having a home.
Yeah.
From not having your damn lights on. From not having no groceries in the house. Right? These are the scenarios that our people constantly go through in this society, man. So you can't tell me that this ain't talking about Jake, man.
Yeah.
The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and Hispanic, man. Right? Your life would hang in doubt, man.
Yeah.
Every day, Jake is questioning, like, how the fuck I'm gonna make it? How the fuck I'm gonna pay this bill? Pay this car note? Make this rent?
That's right.
That's always, hey, Jake talk about that all the time, man. Right?
Yes, sir. Haggai chapter 1 verse 6. It reads, ye have sown much and bring in little.
Ooh, man.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
And how much more now in the time of hyperinflation, man? Right? This hyperinflation is beating everybody's ass, man. Right? That's why everybody on TikTok and social media complaining about the conditions of living here, man. You ain't got enough gas to make it work. You barely paying your bills. Groceries is high as hell. Right?
God, I'll read again.
Yep.
Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little.
Right, you working all them damn hours just to get a check, and Esau cut that shit in half. Right? Taxing the shit out you.
You know, and then the food that you buy, which is defiled, eating it up just to shit it back out. You know, you pay your rent, right? And then next month you got to pay the same thing over.
Right, right.
If I follow such a mention, pretty much going into the food, you said it back out, right? And also with that same food, it's not offering any nutrients. So that's why the scripture said, you eat or you drink, but you're not warm or you're not filled.
Yep.
You know? That's right.
Yeah, you know, like you said, no nutrients in there. You're not satisfying. You're not satisfying your body with this food because it's all tainted.
Yeah.
You know.
Then on top of that, Esau wearing you the hell out. You know, scripture tell you what, how the saints will go out.
Yeah.
Right. So all the food that you eat, you know, all the little money that you're spending, right? It's not gonna benefit you at the end. See? Anyway, I'm gonna read.
Yep.
Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sowed much and bring in little.
Yep.
You eat, but ye have not enough to drink. But ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages, right, to put it into a bag with holes.
Exactly, man. All these goddamn bills. Right, you pay one bill, here come another bill.
Yeah.
You pay that bill, here come another bill.
Yeah.
Step outside, you're over the
And you step outside, hey,
You down bad.
Jake down bad, but that's the curses, man.
Yeah.
Right? You pay another bill, then some shit break down in the house, or something happen with the car. It's always something, man.
I got that right here. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 17. It says, "Curse shall be thy basket and thy store."
Yep.
Pretty much, they can't save any money. You know?
Nope.
Going back to the curses.
I got something to add on. Because we suffering all these curses, it's because of this right here. What's going on, what's happening, what all the brothers speaking of, because Baruch chapter 3 and 8. See, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Man, we still in slavery. We still up here serving hard bondage, man. Ain't nothing gonna come good to us here unless we come back to the house by some shine. The white man still gonna oppress us, man. No matter what we do, until your house by some shine, come and break this devil. See? For thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse. See? The curses. That's what the brother's speaking of. These curses gonna haunt us until your house shine come back, man. And to be subject to payments. What the brother's speaking of. You be broke, you got to pay bills, rent, car payment, you name it, taxes. We making payments over here.
Yep.
Because of our wickedness, because we turned our back on Yahweh Basim Yahushua.
Yep.
See?
Credit card debt, school loans, all that shit breaking Jake, man.
Now you see what Deuteronomy 28:68 really mean when it says, "No man shall save you."
So by thee, yep.
By thee, which you know to save.
Yep.
Right.
That further proves that we're not free, but you got these wicked ass niggas out here. You know, I'm free, and
No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're not free, man.
You're still in slavery.
Yeah, you know, let Jake go out here and run a red light while watch what happens.
Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our
That's
captivity.
right. We're yet this day in our captivity. You know, Jake out here talking about some, you know, we need to buy up land,
Right.
you know.
Juneteenth and shit.
Yeah, you know, we are in captivity to this very day. That's why we hasten until Yahweh Shah coming back here doing what? Cracking the clouds.
That's right.
Right, to deliver us and give us true rest. See? That's what Scripture says, what? Rise ye depart, but this is not your rest.
Yep.
You know, but Jacob's very comfortable here.
Well, thou hast scattered us.
We were scattered all over. You see that? All over the earth. That's why you see brothers uploading videos, you know, different GMS camps, all over the place, man, because we were scattered. You know, Scripture say that my heritage to me is like a speckled bird, but Jake still can't even, you know, understand that. You know,
For a reproach and a curse.
we're cursed. You know, smell the point. You know, we're cursed. You Israelites out there, cursed. That's why you working your ass off, you know, and can't afford to pay your phone bill. See, overworked.
And to be subject to payments.
Be subject to payments.
Yep.
Every week you turn around paying something.
Yep.
But you free, right? You know?
Yep.
Well,
Child support, alimony, bills, debt, everything, loans that you owe them,
Yeah.
you know, student loans,
Yeah.
you know,
As a matter of fact,
credit.
As a matter of fact, if I may add, I've been doing some research. They say as soon as when a child is born, that child is already $6,000 in debt. You know, and then once you die, you still in debt, man.
Right.
You can't pay that off.
Right.
Of course.
I'm about to say that's why Scripture say, "Cursed shall thou be when thou goest in and goest out."
Yeah. Birth certificate,
Yeah.
you're a slave to the system,
Right.
you know.
That child support system, as soon as you get served them papers, they take a loan out on your name.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you that.
Wicked.
Right, so all the iniquities of our fathers, which they call it from the Lord Yahweh, our power.
That's right. You know, our people, you know, go back in the past, the wicked as shit. You know, started worshiping false gods, you know, and all that, man. Right? So proving to you, you know, just going back to the point, you know, circling back home, right? The Lord is allowing the true man of the Lord to wake up in these days because he put the breath back on us.
That's it. And that was an ensign of what? Of us being delivered,
Yeah.
right? About to get delivered out of here.
That's right.
We can go back to that.
God. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37, and I'm going to read verse 12, and it reads, therefore prophesy, well, no, I can jump down.
You can read 12.
Yeah, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 12. Therefore prophesy and say to them, thus saith the Lord our power, behold, my people, I will open your grave and cause them to come up out of the grave and bring you into the land of Israel.
Yep.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your grave, opened my people, and brought you up out of your grave.
Yeah, and that's how we know that the Lord is real. Right? Because the Lord brought us out of the graves, man. We were once amongst the congregation of the dead. We were once dwelling without the light, the understanding, the knowledge. Go ahead.
Verse 14, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live.
Right. So once again, this is what our enemies don't understand. You know, well, I want to say, the elites they understand it. They know what's happening. They know that this is prophecy, right? But your common Edomites, these Christians or whatnot, all right, and the rest of these low-level devils, they don't get that, man. The Lord put His Spirit back into us, man. Go ahead.
And continuing on, and I shall place you in your own land, then shall you know that I am the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord.
The Lord has spoken it and He performed it,
Yeah,
right? And we're a living testimony of that,
that's right.
right? Brothers come from all walks of life in this thing, man. You got brothers from everywhere, man. Right? Different talents, different things brothers was doing in the world at one point. But they heard this truth and was compelled and came in. Right?
That's right. You forsake it all. You know, just do the work of the Lord, man. You know, and you know, just prove it, just prove it to you. The scriptures say what? That these words are faithful and true.
Right.
You know, so there's nothing that you can do against the truth or the truth.
Right.
Right, so you see these Edomites out here, you know, everybody, no, you don't know the hell you're talking about, you're picking against the
Right. Brothers didn't have to go get no fucking theologian degree.
Yeah,
We didn't have to go to no cemetery school
That's right.
to be authorized to teach the scriptures, man.
that's right. I ain't even graduated high school, not understand the truth. You know, but you got guys that went to cemetery school, that's what
Yeah.
cemetery school, they can't even tell you or break down John 3:16, man.
Yep.
You know, so the Lord's putting the spirit of life back in us, man. The minute you see out here on the highways and byways.
That's it.
What was that? Where they asked Philip, he said, how shall I know if unless some man teach me?
Yeah, exactly. That's an Acts.
Yeah, Acts. You gotta be taught.
Yeah,
Right?
Acts, it was Acts the 8th chapter.
Each one of us coming into this thing, we was once taught, right? And we're still learning.
That's right. I got a quick precept if I may. You know, because the Lord also, He's not dealing with the people, He's only dealing with the Israelites. What's that, Psalm 137?
147.
Yeah, come on. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 147, and it reads, you know, just...
Yeah, because these devils, these Christians like to try to overshadow these precepts, man. Right?
They'll never go into them. Okay,
Yep.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 147, verse 19. And it reads, He sheweth His word unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgments unto Israel. What the hell does that mean? You know, so the Lord is only dealing with the Israelites, period, man. All right? Verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation.
Come on, man.
And as for his judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
That's it. Exactly. You know? Ezra said, what did he say in the third chapter, second Ezra third chapter? He said, I see the heathen flowing in wealth, but think not upon thy precepts. You know?
Scriptures also saying that the wicked, pretty much, he's not even thinking about the Lord, roughly paraphrasing, man. So Esau, Edom, and these heathens, they're not thinking about the Lord at all.
Right.
You see? Who was that? Second Ezra chapter 3?
Yeah, I want to say second Ezra third chapter. Right? Second Ezra 3 and verse, bear with me. 3 and verse 31.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, verse 31. It reads, I do not remember how this way many left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Sion? Or is there any other people that know of thee besides Israel?
The answer is no.
Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? Verse 33, and it's like, and yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit.
Here it is. You read the scripture, Psalms 83, Psalms 2. These nations are our enemies. Then all of a sudden the Lord turns around and now the nations have access to the promises and covenants. Make it make sense. The same nations that conspired together to ultimately do away with the nation of Israel now have access to the promises and covenants.
Where's that?
Make it make sense, man.
Show me one scripture that says Esau, Edom, can receive salvation. It's not there. It's not there.
was only given to the Israelites out there. There's y'all other nations wasn't out there. Esau, you wasn't out there. Ishmael, Moab, Ammon. When the children of Israel were at the base of the Mount Sinai,
For example, this is how I
and
came.
Moses sprinkled that blood on them, where were y'all?
Right. Exactly. Hold on with that.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, verse 33 again. And yet their reward appears not, and their labor has no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen. I see that they flow in wealth and drink not upon thy commandments.
Yeah.
Like they think not upon my commandments.
Exactly. Flow and wealth and think not upon thy commandments. Finish it out.
Verse 35, verse 34. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel.
Right.
Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept my commandments? Verse 36, thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
Yeah, exactly, man. The Lord is only dealing with the Israelites and none else. Right?
And the Lord said that the other nations, right, they also come from Adam. They're like what? They're like spittle.
Spittle.
Nothing, man. So the Lord is not dealing with you damn heathens, man. Right? And I brought this out yesterday. Even when you go into the 12 gates, Esau, these other heathens, they're not the 12 gates.
Exactly. Where they at?
Yeah. Only the Israelites. And that's in the book of Revelation, the last book of the scriptures.
It's Revelation chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, there was given me a reed like unto a rod. The angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High. Now, it's being used with the measurement device of the scriptures. It says, and the altar and them that worship therein, and who's allowed to worship therein, starting with the elect. It says, verse 2, but the court which is without the temple leave out, measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 40 and 2 months. Now, Gentiles talking about the actual nations.
Yes.
You see, but then it can also be likened to 2/3 on this side, Pretty much this scripture is not for the other nations.
Yeah, it said leave out.
Yeah.
They outside of the temple.
Because they're what? They're undefiled. Anytime you leave out something that's defiled. Anytime you leave something out of the outer court, it's what? Profane and foul. Man.
Exactly. That's why they can't receive this thing.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Huh.
Oh, I got something real quick before we go back to that Ezekiel 37. It's Joel 2 and 27, and it reads, it says, and you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord, your power, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed, man. So you can close the scripture off that.
Yeah, Dr.
You know?
Lil Wayne might drop.
You know? He's all power and none else.
Yeah.
My people should never be ashamed.
That's right.
And we ain't ashamed because we know we got the truth.
That's right.
We serve the true living power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man.
That's right.
The power of the Israelites.
That's right.
Well, Sarah,
That's the spirit. We're going to get into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and I'm going to read verse 14. And shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live,
Yep.
and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall you know that I am the Lord, have spoken it, and performed it, saith the Lord.
That's right.
Verse 15, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick.
Yeah, it said, take thee one stick. Right? Going back to that plank, that Hebrew word is, I believe it's itazah, which goes back to wood or plank. To be firm, and that's the sign. This is the reason why we got the sign out here. Read on.
That's right. Verse 16.
Because you got niggas talking about the 12 tribe sign is false. It's false to you because, hey, you wasn't given the spirit to receive it, man.
Yeah.
I get that.
Hey, the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai was with Elder High Priest Abba Bivens and Elder High Priest Ariah, man.
Yeah.
The breakdown of the tribes,
That's right.
right? The locations and the characteristics, which are accurate, man. Right? Hey, that's why Yahweh Shai said it was given unto you the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it was not given. That's why niggas talk shit about the 12 tribes chart.
Yeah.
Right?
God, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 36. Read verse 16 again.
That's right.
Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel.
Yeah, for Judah and the children of Israel. All right? Southern and northern kingdom, man. Go ahead.
His companions then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim,
Yep.
and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
That's right.
And join them one to another unto one stick,
Yep.
and they shall become one in thine hand.
And they should become one in thy hand. This is why we got all 12 tribes on the chart, man.
That's right.
Let me get a quick precept. All right, because remember that the kingdom split.
Yeah.
Was that First Kings, was it the 12th chapter? Yep. Let me get something real quick. This is Jeremiah. All right, it's the book of Jeremiah chapter 3 in verse Jeremiah 3 and 18, and it reads, it says, in those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north. Woo! See that? So the Lord said that the house of Judah and the house of Israel was going to come together out of the land of the north. So when salvation comes, the Lord is going to deliver the elect out of the 12 tribes, man. And they're going to come together out of the land of the north, North America. This is where that great Exodus is going to happen again. The second Exodus, man. Jeremiah, what, the 16th chapter? Give me that real quick. Jeremiah, what, 16 and 14?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. It reads, wherefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right, because this deliverance that's about to happen in these days, as we read, it said in those days, this deliverance that's coming is going to supersede what happened in ancient Egypt. Go ahead.
But verse 15, but the Lord liveth, that brought thee up the children of Israel from the land of the north,
Yep.
and from all the lands whether he have driven them.
You see, he going to deliver us out of the land of the north and also out of all the lands where we've been scattered to, man. Right? Because remember, as we're going to get into, The Lord said he had other sheep of the fold that he must bring in.
That's right.
Read on.
And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
There you go, man. Clean, cut, dry, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, go back.
Come. Ezekiel chapter 37, and I'm going to read verse 17. Enjoin them one stick, so I can enjoin them one to another unto one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these?
Right, so that's the importance of having the 12 tribes chart, man. Because you have Jake that'll come up inquiring, saying, hey, what do you mean by this chart? Then we say, hey, well, you see yourself on the sign, who do your fathers go back to? You know how the conversation goes, right? And they inquire, they ask questions, okay, well, what about this? And that's how you get edification going, man. Right? So the hell with you niggas talking about the 12 tribes chart as false, all 12 tribes is black. You niggas are bug outs, man.
It's also spiritual that the Lord is very meticulous. So it's spiritual that he pretty much used plank or wood, which pretty much is itazah in Hebrew, and it's something that's firm, you know, so it's reliable. It's a reliable source that these are the 12 tribes of Israel.
It's heavy.
That's right.
It's heavy.
And even when you go into the book of Revelation, right? It tells you who the 12 tribes are, man. You know, so all you guys out in 12 tribes, you know, is false, right? You a false prophet.
That's it.
That was part of me waking up, seeing that scripture in Revelation the 7th chapter. Going over the 12 tribes.
Yeah.
You know, and reading that. That's when I said, hold up, who are these people?
Yeah.
I never learned this.
That's right.
All right.
You know?
Yeah, that's it. Spirit.
And also the brother just mentioned it, man. Even when you go into Genesis, what's that, 49th chapter, right? It goes through all the 12 tribes, man.
Exactly.
So you guys just haven't eaten the whole roll.
That's it.
Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with you and all that.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it out.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 37. And I'm gonna read verse 19.
Yep.
And it reads, say unto them, thou say unto the flock. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 19. Say unto them, thus saith the Lord our power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribe of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in thine hand.
Yeah, that's the purpose of the chart, man. And through the Spirit, you see Judah and Ephraim, Judah and Israel coming back together in the Spirit, man. You know?
That's right.
So-called Negroes, Haitians, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, right?
That's right.
Argentina down to Chile, right? All the tribes are coming back together, man.
That's why, if I can add, that's why it says in Romans, how much more greater in their fullness, you know, when the whole, when all the nations, all the tribes is together, you know, it's great, you know, it's beautiful, so it's gonna be even better in the kingdom.
That's right. That's right, bro.
Now, if I may add, ain't no damn Edomites or no Edom, you know, part of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, so, you know, you guys, you know, you Christians and all, you guys just hurt.
Yeah.
All right, you're not going to receive salvation. You're going to die, right? And then after that, after the second death, you're going to servitude. That's the only answer. I mean, we don't know how else to put that, man.
So,
You know?
basically, Christianity don't got it.
Yeah.
Right?
They never had it.
Christianity failed us, man.
That's right.
It's not the way. Right? You got over 3 billion Christians or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Not one of them can tell you what the MOTV is.
What's going on in these days right now?
Nothing, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
God. Ezekiel chapter 37, and I'll read verse 20. It reads, and the stick whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before thine eyes.
See, that stick should be in thy hand before thy eyes. That's why we out here with it. All right? Hey, brother, you see yourself in the sign? Right? What does your father go back to? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord our power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen.
From among the heathen. Uh-oh. I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen. Remember, we were scattered among the heathen.
Right.
Right? The Lord said in Jeremiah 50 and what, 6? Hold that. Give me that real quick.
The book of Jeremiah.
50 and 6.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50. I'm gonna read verse 6, and it reads, "My people have been lost sheep."
My people have been lost sheep. Right? Did not Yahweh Shai tell the disciples to enter not into the city of the Samaritans and enter you not into the way of the Gentiles, but rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
The hell does that mean?
Right. So Paul was commissioned to who? To the uncircumcised, the Gentiles, which were what? The Israelite foreigners, man.
I got it. This is Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, "Behold, yea, among the heathen, because again we were scattered due to the curses to the different nations." The Lord say that Montserrat 24 and 6, in every nation, in every wave, roughly paraphrasing, he got a possession. That's because we were scattered.
That's it.
It says, "Behold, yea, among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. I will work and work in your days, and they will not believe, though be told unto you, or be told to you." Pretty much, the point I want to grab was we were scattered as a people.
That's it. That's it. So if Paul was really commissioned to go teach the actual natural heathen, he would have been going way off.
Yeah.
Right? You see? Even certain scholars know that Paul, when he went to go commission the gospel, he went to go reach Israelites that were scattered amongst these various lands. Israelites in Ephesus, Greece. Israelites scattered in Rome. All right? Israelites scattered in Thessalonica, which is out there in Greece, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Even when you get into the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, it tells you what? You know, the salvation, the covenants, the laws. It doesn't say given to everyone.
Right.
Right? It says the Israelites.
Right.
You know?
Israelites amongst Galatia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's what all these books is for. These were Israelites amongst these various lands.
That's right.
Go ahead, Op.
Let's see. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6. "My people have been lost sheep.
My people have been lost sheep. Go ahead.
Her shepherds have cast them down to go astray." So I have caused them to go down. I've caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from the mountain to hill.
Yep.
They have forgotten their resting place.
Right, so ultimately our people have forgotten the truth, man. They've forgotten who they are.
Yeah.
They've forgotten their resting place, man, which is really the knowledge, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, man.
That's right.
See?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Our people fell away during the time of what?
70 AD.
You know, became Hellenized.
Yep. Maccabees.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when we were forced to not keep our laws and our customs, and if we did, it was punishable by death.
Yeah.
Right? So as brothers go into all the time, Christians don't never touch on that history or how these Israelites, these Israelite foreigners became Gentiles, man.
Yeah. I want to say that guy vocab alone said he doesn't even believe in the Apocrypha or something.
Because he's a clown, man.
Yeah. You know, showing you the Lord, he's not working with, either, man.
Come on, man.
You know?
Isaiah 28:7. But they also have erred through wine and through strong drink are out of the way. The priests and prophets have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They're speaking of false doctrines they have learned from the damn devil. They err through all these false doctrines and all these false teachings of the damn white man who taught our ancestors when they snatched us off them damn ships. And it's still going on today. They keep regurgitating the same vomit. They keep hearing, you know, and preaching on TV. Y'all see the preachers on TV, these clowns, and these, you know, videos, and, you know, these mega churches and stuff, and claiming to be healing people and putting their hands on people falling out. That's buffoonery, man. And they still teaching that crap, and y'all Israelites still out there believing, man. Y'all don't believe in Yahweh Shai. Y'all believe in the trickery and false doctrine of the damn white man, the damn white man Jesus.
Right. Going back to the curse.
That's Christianity.
You know, the Lord said that He would that we would serve other gods. You know, even thy father have known wood and stone. You know, so you people out there, you know, you just through.
They are swallowed up with wine. So y'all swallowed up with that mess, man. They are out of the way.
Jacob's drunk.
Yeah. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. Like you say, man, y'all through, man. Y'all gone.
That's why the scriptures say, where there is no vision, there is no prayer.
That's right. Go ahead. Let's still got some more in there.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and I'm going to read verse 7. All day.
Oh, no, Slock it back to Ezekiel 37. Yeah, that was the point in 6.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37. I'm going to read, I'll read verse 21 again.
Yep.
And say unto them, thus saith the Lord our power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen,
That's right.
whether they have gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them unto their own land.
See, so that's plain, man. The Lord is going to gather the Israelites that have been scattered among the heathen. Tobit 13 and 3. Give me that real quick. Right? Those are the Gentiles that are going to receive salvation, man. How is that so hard to receive, man? But see, you Edomites, you Christian clowns, you want to make it about the other nations, man.
You guys want a drink?
Oh, we good, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Go ahead.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 13, verse 3. Confess him before the Gentiles,
Right.
you children of Israel,
Right.
for he has scattered us among them.
See? Confess him amongst the Gentiles, you children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them.
Yeah.
All right? And this is who the ministries of Paul were to reach. These Gentiles, man, that you want to claim to be the actual heathen. No, these are Israelite foreigners, man. All right? That were keeping the customs of the other nations, man. These Hellenized Jews, man.
That's right.
Right? Keeping the customs and the tongues of the Greeks, man. Right? That needed to be healed. That needed Yahweh Shai, man. That needed to be brought back into the fold, man. See that?
That's right.
You got, yeah, go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Acts 2, chapter 5. The book of Acts 2 and verse 5. It's like, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
Woo! Out of every nation under heaven, man. You see that? Go ahead.
Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
Right, and this was an act of spiritual power right here, man. You know, they were able to understand, you know, their own language from the different various parts of the region they were scattered to. You know?
That's right.
Any more? Or is that it?
Verse 7. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak
You
Galatians?
see that? They had different dialects, different tongues. But through the Holy Spirit, they were able to understand each other. Right?
And now, here, and how hear we every man in our own tongue,
Yeah, how do we hear? How do we understand every man in his own language? Go ahead.
wherein we were born,
See?
Parthians and Medes, Elamites, and the dwellers of Mesopotamia,
Right, so these are all Israelites that were scattered in these different regions, these different countries, man. This ain't dealing with no heathen. Right? Read on.
and in Judea, and in Cappadocia, in Pontus, and Asia, Phrygia, and Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
Yeah, so these are all Israelites that came together to keep the high holy day of the first fruits, right? Which I believe is regarded as the Pentecost, if I'm not mistaken, right? But they all came together, man. These are all Jews that came from every nation.
That's right.
It's just too plain. Go ahead. Any more?
Greeks and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongue the wonderful works of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah,
Yahweh.
There you go. The wonderful works of Yahweh Bashim Shai. That's a good one. Let's go back to that.
I got a quick.
You got one? Go ahead.
Just to add on to that. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 1.
There you go.
Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the strangers scattered through Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. See that?
Yep.
You know, because we were scattered all over, man.
And those strangers go back to what? The dispersion.
Yep.
Israelites that were scattered, when you break it down, it goes into Israelites that were scattered amongst foreign countries, foreign nations.
The thing that the world get misconstrued in is pretty much they feel like people stay pretty much where they was at, you know. Humans, you know, they migrate, you know, so even with the scattering, you know, you still got those that migrate to different areas and stuff like that. So you're gonna have Jakes all over the world.
1 Peter chapter 1, verse 2, elect, according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Grace unto you, peace be multiplied.
That's it, man. Right? So these epistles are all written to Israelites, man. James 1 and 1. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Greeting. Right? Let's go back to that Ezekiel 37.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and I'm gonna read verse 22. And I will make them one nation in the land of the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be a king over them all.
Yeah, King David.
And they shall be one, they shall no more be two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms, two nations. So like neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. So we're in the time of what? Of the restoration. Or the restoring of Israel. The northern and southern kingdom, man. Right? Which represents the tabernacle of David, man. Yeah. That's the kingdom that's going to be restored. Give me Amos 9 and 11 and then hold that John 10 and 16.
The book of Amos. We'll beat you to it.
Amos 9 and 11.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
That was fallen. Remember, the kingdom split. Go ahead.
And close up the breaches thereof, and will raise up its ruins.
See that? So the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is raising up the tribes and bringing the tribes back together. He's closing the breaches, right? The division, the split. Read on.
And will build it as in the days of old.
And will build it as in the days of old. That's the kingdom that's being restored.
Right.
Tabernacle of David, man. Right? By Yahdawadah. Right? The house of David. See, you have something out?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got Isaiah 11 and 12.
Fine, that's a good one.
Yeah. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations.
Right. Going back to what we talked about earlier. The prophets, man, are really that ensign. Like that what is it called? The signal pole.
Yeah.
The way to go. Read on.
Like the God on, like you mentioned, pretty much wherever the God on is, you pretty much follow him. That's representative of the prophet.
Huh.
When you go into the military, sometimes you have a platoon, and at the front of the platoon is a man holding the God on. And the whole platoon is following that one man. See that?
Kind of finishing out Isaiah 11 and 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
He shall assemble the outcast of Israel, those that have been scattered. Go ahead.
And gather together the dispersed of Judah.
And gather together the dispersed of Judah. From the scattered. Go ahead.
From the four corners of the earth.
From the four corners of the earth, man. The Lord is coming to gather the elect, the remnant from the four corners of the earth, man. All right? Plain to receive, man. That was it, right? Yeah. You have something?
Yeah, I just want to look up the word diaspora.
Yep. Disperse?
Yeah. Or disperse?
I think that's what it was, right?
That's just like the root word, disperse.
Yep.
Disperse.
That's it. Hey, how you doing, brother? That's it. We'll have that all white on soon. Lord willing.
This is the meaning for the word disperse, and it says distribute or spread over a wide area.
See, Jake is scattered all over the planet.
That's right. Or cause to go in a different direction or to a different destination. So further proof of the point, man, we scattered all over.
Yeah.
Right? We're like the sand of the sea. You know? And again, that goes back to the curses too. How we would be what? Scattered, man. You know, so you guys, black only Hebrew Israelites,
Going off.
yeah. You can say my hair shall be a speckled bird, man.
Exactly.
You know, so just back up the point. You know,
It's easy to see. If you take a Jake man right now, out of whatever particular tribe, and send him over to China,
yeah.
and he has kids out there,
Yeah.
eventually over time and generations, them kids are gonna look like Moab, like Chinese. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's easy to receive, man.
Just like when you take an apple. If I have an apple tree right here, and I go some damn wells, somewhere in Africa or Asia or something, and I plant the apple seed, what you think is gonna come up? An apple, man. Not no damn orange.
Right.
So it's very easy to receive.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Y'all make it complicated, man.
Yeah.
Right? Go to that John 10, 16.
This is the book of John 10, verse 16. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold,
Yep.
them also I must bring.
Yeah, the other sheep, those Israelite foreigners, also born into the Northern Kingdom. Because you got to understand, the Northern Kingdom was already in the Americas at that time, man. Right? Read it again, huh?
This is
And we'll go into that history in 2 Kings, whole 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. Bible Shop. Yeah, you hold that too. Matter of fact, we should get that. We get that after that. Get that after we get that 2 Kings 17.
Did we hit Isaiah 65 and 9 yet?
No, we didn't. You can bring that out.
Isaiah
Now, how you read that again?
Isaiah 65 and 9. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah. Split right there, what you talking about. An inheritor of my mountains, and mine elect shall inherit.
And my elect shall inherit. See?
And my servant shall dwell there.
There you go, man. The mountains, man. The government. Right? The elect is the ruling body, the government. All right? That's going to be set up in the kingdom of heaven, man. He said, my elect shall inherit it, man. See? You got it. I'll go back to that John 10 for me.
The book of John 10, verse 16. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold,
Which are not of this fold. Go ahead.
them also I must bring.
Right, because remember, as we're going to get into, all right, you had the Northern Kingdom that went into captivity under who? Under the Assyrians, man. But after that captivity was done, they made that decree to come dwell in a land that never mankind dwelt. Right? Read on.
And they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd.
Yeah, there should be one fold and one shepherd. And also, right, Yahweh Shai, matter of fact, we can get that in 2 Ezra 13. Yahweh Shai came to the Northern Kingdom, man.
Yeah.
You know, he supped with them.
That's right.
Right? Let's get you can get that first, then we can get the history in 2 Kings 17.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 13,
Break it down,
verse
brother.
39. It says, and whereas thou sawest gather another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salamaster the king of Assyria led away captive. He carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land, which is Aratazah, Achar, which is another land. All right, then it says the 10 tribes were going into the northern kingdom.
Yep.
You know? It says, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, because in the ancient world, pretty much everybody dwelt in the east. You know, that was referring to the west. I'm gonna read it again.
Yep.
It says, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Let's talk about the Americas. It says that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. All right, this land over here was given to the Northern Kingdom.
Yep. Yep. Read on a little bit. Okay.
2 Ezra chapter 13. Oh, man. 2 Ezra chapter 13 and verse 43. It says, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river, where the Most High did.
And they came out of the, when you go into it, I did a lesson to it how they came out of the Euphrates around the Horn of Africa. Right? And the Lord kept the water still for them to make it over here. Let's read on.
It says, the Most High did shoot signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Right, so the Lord helped the waters. No, go ahead and speak, brother.
Now I'm about to say, pretty much, when you go around that, when you go to the Atlantic Ocean, it's a lot like hurricanes in that specific area. You know, so the Lord kept it from having all those storms and stuff like that.
So Exactly. Yep, read down to verse 45.
Second Ezra chapter 13 and verse 45, it says, "For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, in the same region is called Asarah."
Yep.
And it said a year and a half is pretty much King Solomon. He was in the who was it? The Phoenicians, the Canaanites over here. It said it took them 3 years.
Yep. A year and a half there, and a year and a half back. Right? So they had knowledge of that, man. And that's how Columbus also knew, man. He had access to ancient maps. He understood. He read and he read Ezra.
Yeah.
You know? So he understood who was already over in these lands at that time, man.
That's right.
See that? Let's go to 2 Kings, the 17th chapter.
This place said it was a paradise.
Exactly.
Before Esau came over here, fucked everything up.
Yep.
Because King Solomon used to come over here to get apes,
Yep.
peacocks,
Precious stones and
precious
things like that.
stones.
Exotic animals, gold,
Yeah.
to bring back to the land.
That's right.
Right, matter of fact, before you go there, go ahead.
Now, myself, it was a book I was reading, pretty much Gad called this place a princely realm. You know?
Yep. Yeah, Solomon, and when you do the history, as when I went to a lesson, breaking it down, Solomon had a navy,
Yeah.
as the brother was going into. All right, the Canaanites, Tarshish, because I believe the Tarshish or whatnot, they were known as the great navigators of the seas. They had knowledge of the seas, and that was part of Solomon's navy that came over here to the Americas at that time to gather up the stones, the exotic animals, or whatnot to bring back to Solomon.
They had the Olmec heads over here.
Exactly. Those were those markers.
Yeah.
Two scriptures before we hit that 2 Kings 17. Give me just to talk about that navy Solomon had. Give me 1 Kings 9 and 26 to 28, and then somebody else give me 1 Kings. And somebody else give me 1 Kings 10 and 22.
1 Kings 9 and 26. And King Solomon made a navy of ships in Eisenberg. What's that say? Eisenberg. Geber, which is beside Elah, in the shore of the Red Sea, in the land of Edom.
Yep.
Verse 27. And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea.
You see that? Shipmen that had knowledge of the sea. So these Hamites, you know, they had knowledge of the sea. This is part of Solomon's navy. Go ahead.
And the servants of Solomon.
Yeah.
Verse 28. And they came to Ophir.
They came to Ophir. Ophir is tied back to the Americas, but really I want to say South America if I'm not mistaken, right?
I got it right here.
You got that? Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 22, and I'm gonna read verse 48. It reads, Jehoshaphat made ships of Tarshish to go into Ophir for gold.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But they went not, for the ships were broken at Islam Geber. So that was the point.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was a very fertile and precious land before Esau came over here and destroyed it.
That's right.
Go ahead. I'll finish it. I'll read it again.
1 Kings 9 and 28. And they came to Ophir and fetched from thence gold 420 talents and brought it to King Solomon.
Come on, man. This land was precious, man. Right? This was like paradise at one point. Right? Give me that other one in 1 Kings 10 and 22.
This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 10 verse 22. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish.
Yep.
With the navy of Hiram, once in 3 years.
See that? Once in 3 years. Right? Salaki, read it again.
Yeah.
Got excited.
This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 10 verse 22. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish, which the navy of Hiram, once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks.
All these was brought to King Solomon. It says once in what did it say? Once in every 3 years?
Once in 3 years,
Yeah, so that's that year and a half. It took a year and a half to get over there, and it took a year and a half to get back. Right? And the Northern Kingdom, they had knowledge of that. Right? They understood that. That's how they knew how to travel to get over here, man. That's why when you learn history back in school, they always say, well, how did how did the Native Americans and all that, how did they get over here? You know?
They'll tell you the Bering Strait by Alaska.
Come on, man. Which is all bullshit. Right? This is how the Northern Kingdom, when we say the Northern Kingdom, we talking about the Native Americans, Latinos, all right, Puerto Ricans, all right, Mexicans. This is how they got over here, man.
That's right.
This is the history. Now you understand why they want to take out the Apocrypha, right?
Yeah.
You know? It gives that account.
Yeah.
See?
As a matter of fact, they got Paleo-Hebrew artifacts that they found right here in America. Man.
Exactly.
You know, South America and all of that, showing you what the Northern Kingdom was already open.
Exactly. The Lost Lunar Stone.
Yeah.
Which the Ten Commandments was written in Paleo-Hebrew.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
That's right. Explain that.
Right? And you got Jake talking about that the Northern Kingdom ain't part of the tribes, man. You see? That's because you black only Israelites don't know nothing, man.
Air not knowing.
You err not knowing the scriptures, man. Right? Let's get that account of 2 Kings 17.
This is the book of This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17.
And start at real quick so we get to the point.
You said 17?
Yeah, 2 Kings 17. Let's start at start at 1. Start at 1. Read 1 through 5, and then jump up to verse 23.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 1. In the 15th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Hosea, the son of Elah, to reign in Samaria over Israel 9 years.
Yep.
And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, but not as the king of Israel that were before him.
That's right.
Against him came up Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria.
Right, Shalmaneser, and this is Shalmaneser the 5th. Right, when you go into the history, as we just read in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. Against him came up Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, and Hosea became his servant and gave him presents. And the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hosea, for he had sent messengers to So, king of Egypt, and brought no present for the king of Assyria,
Yep.
as he had done year by year. Therefore the king of Assyria shut him up and bound him in prison.
Go ahead. Read the 6th and jump to verse 23.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 6. In the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria.
Right, so this is the Northern Kingdom being conquered and carried away by Shalmaneser the 5th, the king of Assyria. Go ahead.
And placed them in Elah and in the harbor by the river of Gozan and the cities of the Medes.
Right, now let's jump up real quick to get to the point. Yeah, verse 23.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 23. Until the land removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants, prophets, so was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria to this day.
Right. As we gave the account, prior to the Northern Kingdom coming to Arsareth, the Americas, they were carried away into captivity by the Assyrians, man.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
Verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Kalat and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim and placed them in the cities of Samaria.
Right. So these are all heathens, man. Right. So when they were carried away out of Samaria, all right, the king of Assyria replaced that land with heathens, man. Cushites, right? Persians, Hamites, Canaanites, Syrians, right? These were all converts, if you will, that were put in the land. Go ahead, brother. No, you go ahead and say what you got to say.
I'm pretty much about to say that's why it was a woman that pretty much was talking to Yahweh Shah. That's why she was actually heathen.
Yeah, the Samaritan woman.
Going back to the transplants, like you get into.
Yeah, John the 4th chapter. That's why that Sumerian woman by the well, this is why she couldn't receive what Yahweh Shah was saying. She was a heathen. She thought she was a Jew, trying to tell off Yahushua, man. But you got to go back to the history at that time, man. You had imposters placed in the land once the northern kingdom was booted out. Read on now. Exactly.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 24. I'll read verse 17, verse 24. The king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from
He brought men from Babylon and what else?
The men from Babylon and from Calah.
Which is Persians. Go ahead.
And from Ava.
Syrians. Go ahead.
And from Hamath.
Canaanites, Hamites. Go ahead.
And from Sepharvaim.
Which goes back to Syrians. Go ahead.
And placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel.
Instead of the children of Israel, so they were replaced. Right? Go ahead.
And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof.
See that they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. Going back, just making a point about in John the 4th chapter, that Samaritan woman, she was a heathen, man. Go ahead, read on now.
Verse 25. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore, the Lord sent lions among them and slew one of them. It's like it slew some of them.
Yep.
So
the cities of Israel were filled with strangers, straight up heathen.
Right.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, 2 Kings 17, verse 26. Wherefore they spake unto the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the Most High of the land.
Yeah, they know not the manner of the Most High in the land because they were heathens. Right. Once again, proving to you that what? The Lord ain't dealing with the heathens.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That's right. Continue on. Therefore, he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them because they know not the manner of the Most High of the land.
Right. These were heathens. He sent lions in there to kill them.
Fuck them up.
Exactly. Read on some more. Read down to 33. We just want to get that history real quick.
God, this is the book of
because this is what happened. All right, prior to we just read about how the Northern Kingdom made the decree to dwell in another land where never mankind dwelt.
That's right.
But this is what happened after they were removed out of the land of Samaria, out of Israel. Heathens came in there, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 17, and we'll read verse 27. The king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom you brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let them teach them the manner of the Most High of the land.
Right. So the king of Assyria, he made the Levites teach the heathen. Right? The priests. Read on.
Verse 28, then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, taught them how they should fear the Lord.
Go ahead.
Howbeit, every nation made gods of their own, put them in the houses of the high places, which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their cities wherein they dwelt.
Right, so these heathen that were already, these imposters that were already in the land, they made themselves their own gods. Right? And intermingled them, and worshiped there right there in Samaria. That's why I said they knew not the ways of the Lord, because they weren't the people. Read on.
That's right. Verse 30. And the men of Babylon made Succoth-Manoth, and the men of Cuth made Negro.
Yep.
And the men of Hamath made Ashima, and the Levites made Nabisha, and Tarkith, and the Sepharvites burnt their children in fire to Ardamelech and Hanamelech, the gods of Sepharvaim. So they feared the Lord and made unto themselves of the lowest of them priests of the high places with sacrifices for them in the house of the high places.
Right, so you gotta understand, like, you had heathen that possessed this land for so long that they actually thought that they were really the Israelites, man.
Yeah.
right? They created their own gods, started worshiping their own gods in the midst of the land.
That's right.
Right?
This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. It says, O Lord, my strength, and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto me from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Now going into these the converts, or the actual other nations that was transplanted in that specific area, they inherited lives because they wasn't the true people.
Exactly. Read like one more verse in that
The book, 2 Kings, chapter 17, I'm going to read verse 33.
That's it. Yep.
They feared the Lord and served their own God.
Yeah, they feared the Lord, but they served their own gods. Right? Go ahead.
After the manner of the nations whom they carried away.
Right, so that's the point, man. We'll leave it there. You know, the fact that those heathen were transplanted in the land, they weren't Israelites.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So the point of the matter is, going back to that John 10 and 16, you know, you had the northern kingdom that had to be brought into the fold as well, man.
Right.
And Yahweh Shah actually came and supped with them. When you go into some of the accounts, what's that name they called? Start with the Q. That the northern kingdom referred to as Yahweh Shah. Right. You know, when you go into some of that history, Yahweh Shah was supping with them, man. He came and visited them. You know? So the point of the matter, those sheep of the other sheep of the fold that needed to be brought in, they're Israelites, man. Right? The Lord ain't dealing with the other heathen, man. Period. You know? Y'all brothers got anything else?
I was just going to grab that second John 10.
Yeah, hey, read it again.
Yeah, this is the book, St. John chapter 10, verse 16. It reads, and of the other sheep and of the other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also must bring, and they shall hear my voice. There shall be one fold and one shepherd.
That's it, man. Just remember, hey, at that time, right, you had the northern kingdom on the other side of the world. You know? And they needed to come into the fold. And here it is, we're in the uttermost part of the earth prophesied this word, man. Right? Which is heavy, because now through the Spirit of the Lord, as we read that Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, right, Judah and Israel are coming back together, man. Through the Spirit. And the Israelite foreigners are being gathered abroad, man. By the way of this word, Isaiah, 14, 1 and 2? Right? That what it said, strangers shall cleave unto the house of Israel. Those Israelite foreigners.
I was to say how Judah and Israel pressed together.
Yeah.
You know, so of course, you know, in the last days, this is why you see the northern kingdom, right, and the southern kingdom out there on the highways and byways.
That's it, man.
Bringing out this truth, 100% doctrine.
That's right. That's right. All right, well, look, and we pray that this camp was edifying, man. You know, we're going to close it out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, who's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.
Kwam Yasharal.
Hey, Kwam Yasharal. Abba. That's it. BTA, baby. Shalom.